See by the couch.
Recording now.
I see that. I don't really got an intro for this. I didn't think of anything.
All right, so let's cancel our careers. How do we do this? You ready? On a count of three, we're going to be like a barbershop quartet. We're going to say everything that get us canceled.
No. I like my career. Anyway, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Eye of the Storm. My name is Trayvon Walker, and over here is my ever so loving and definitely didn't bruise my right butt cheek last week. Devin McDonald slapped me. He did like that.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Right-handed God, which we will explain why that happened here in a minute. But first, I have to introduce this week's guest, PB John Nodder.
Hi.
Yeah, John.
Okay, so
just lean into the mic and talk.
Okay, so you're all nervous when I first introduced you, but then you say, "Let's get canceled." That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes of everything, let's talk about what happened last week. So, and there really wasn't much, so we're going to in depth here with what really did happen.
Yeah.
So, the regular season finale for the Overwatch team took place last Wednesday, and what can be be described as a dogfight.
Yep.
It was just one of probably the most difficult games Rio's had all season, with a really tough team from USF.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one thing I told you guys during practice all week was this is going to be one of the toughest teams you're going to be facing all year, possibly. Now we got in playoffs, we got some tougher teams in there. But it was in this conference, they want to take you off the undefeated list. They want to be the number one. There's a lot riding on this game, and it came down to that.
Yeah. Map 1 saw us on Lijiang Tower, a Rio Grande favorite, where actually Rio Grande was shocked and dropped their first control map of the season to USF in that moment. It was just something that, surprisingly, Rio wasn't prepared for.
Mm-hmm. And they did this thing I told you guys not to do. They set up a certain fight, and you guys were set not to walk in, and you walked in.
After some adjustments after that, Rio Grande went to go select Paricio, which led us into probably one of the greatest maps all season we've seen, competitive-wise, as Rio Grande on their attack did get to third point with 1 second to spare, and was able to hold off USF for the 3-2 win on the hybrid map.
Tying the series right there.
Tying the series where Map 3 saw us to Circuit Royale, where Goal put on a masterclass of a Widow performance.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably one of the best things I've ever seen come from him. Okay. All right. Be careful. Be careful.
Corbin's giving me anxiety again.
Be careful of the capture card.
Yeah. Take the wire off the thing. Take it off.
It's the headphones.
Take
are on
it
the
off.
wire.
Yeah. Thank you.
There you go.
Oh.
I gotta get these headphones away from the mic because I don't know if they're like picking up.
I mean, I can hear them.
Yeah, I can.
They're
I can
definitely
hear
feeding back.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rio, with Goal's amazing performance on the Widow, we gotta see Rio pick up the third map in a very convincing manner. It's something that we're kind of used to seeing for Rio Grande as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where Map 4 saw us on Coliseo, where Rio Grande can pick up the win here, which they did.
Yep, they took him to a map that this team is very aggressive from the standpoint, but yet they look at one side, and that's it. And they look at this little cluster area where they're standing.
The opening fight was really weird, too, because they didn't take mid. They didn't take the main choke. They took the mid push.
And which, I mean, in a way of speaking, it is faster for their comp to get that way.
Right.
Because they brought it right up to you immediately. And just the thing that got them every time was they did not realize that there's more than just that little square that they're fighting in.
Right. When it was all said and done, the dust was settled on that map, Rio Grande took it home and made Rio Grande Esports history, as they are the first team to ever go undefeated all season.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about it, but yeah, the team did really good. They went undefeated. I wasn't too sure if they went. We were the first ever, and I asked Seth the other day, and he said we never went undefeated as R6.
R6 didn't go undefeated. Val got close. I know you got close to going undefeated for a whole season.
I did go undefeated in the
you
spring.
did.
We weren't the first.
No, we were the first team. He was the first player.
I was the first player.
That was a singles.
Yeah.
So Yeah, technicalities. Woo! I still made history. Anyway, and I didn't do
Technically,
much.
you're the first in ECAC then.
Oh yeah, first ECAC, first in ECC.
Yep.
Either way, still made history. Which is funny because that's funny because our player highlight made me realize something. Maybe we'll get back to that when we actually get there. But map 4 though, it's not something we're just gonna brush out completely. Once again, Jake had an amazing showing on the Sojourn, and Nick also. Well, Anonymous had a PC error midway through, and it was.
We would have full capped on the Coliseo if his PC didn't sit there and throw about 10 errors at him,
Yeah, you would
saying
still
put admin password in.
would have stayed on the healing. So, Rio Grande does get is the first seed going into playoffs, and we'll be getting a bye for the first week. So, no Rio Grande Overwatch this week.
Yep, we are currently on a bye right now, so we're
Yeah.
still practicing, still doing our normal routines.
Now, how crushed are you guys the fact that you don't get to watch Rio Grande compete in Overwatch this week? I am defeated so much. Honestly, it's going to be a really sad and boring week for me. About you, John, how do you feel about that? No Rio Grande Overwatch.
Of course I tuned in
He's
for
so
everything.
hurt.
His soul was crushed.
What am I gonna
He's
do?
He's gonna be hearing it in his voice.
What am I gonna do on my Saturday evenings when they go live?
It's
Wednesday
Wednesdays.
afternoon.
I'm gonna have to find a new way to spend my Tuesdays.
Anyway, however, Rio Grande, well, the Overwatch was not the only team that actually gets something going for them. Rocket League managed to squeak into playoffs somehow.
Yeah, and that was one that we talked about a couple times on the podcast that we weren't too sure if they were going to make it or not. And talking to Joe and stuff like that, they weren't completely sure either, and they just were like, "It's fine, we'll just move on to the next season," and they squeaked in.
Yeah, and they squeaked into it, so they do have a chance to keep the dream alive and try to make try to get themselves a championship run. They face LIU in the round of 24 this Wednesday. Well, from this recording, so
Yeah.
probably either today at the earliest is coming out, or 4 or 5 days ago when it ever gets uploaded. Wednesday, the 27th would be the 27th of March is when they play. Yeah, I had to check. I didn't write it down.
I don't even know what day it is.
It's 26th.
Nice.
Anyway. Yeah, no, Rocket League got 4th with
Yep,
a 2-4
they-
record. Don't
They
know
take
how.
the top rank, which all those teams were tied, and I honestly don't know the full story. But there's a good chance that those three teams
I
under them
think-
couldn't make it.
I think SUNY. Well, no, they beat SUNY.
Yeah,
So
that beats them.
they won the head-to-head there. GW Black forfeited against Rio Grande as well.
Okay, so they beat them both. So that's
Those
why
are the
they're-
only two teams they beat, and they're
The 7th place team dropped out of the conference in general.
Right.
So.
which is going to lead into we're talking about playoffs this week. I would say something about League of Legends, which I actually have something written down for League of Legends for this, but it is the match of the week where we get our very first set of playoff matches going into everything. Where the round one of the playoffs for them is going to be a rematch earlier from this season as they go against Bayern.
Yep.
Yeah, they already played against them once. They beat them 2-0. Technically, this team's we've never lost. Technically,
Right.
they had an FF loss, but the thing is that they want to make up for it. They're like, you know what, undefeated season, it's whatever, but we want to be able to play. We'll be able to play a playoff game. That's more important to us than the playoffs. So, they did. Well, the winner of the game moves on to play against Katawa or Mount Cat Esports. So let's keep that in mind. Also, the full roster should be available this time around.
Mhm.
So that means we could see Zappy come in. We
Could.
could see. More than likely, we'll probably be seeing the starting roster more than likely. And yeah, Rio Grande has officially not lost a map at all this season as well when it came to League of Legends.
Yep.
The only loss they came from was a loss they forfeit, so still undefeated in some kind of bracket whatsoever.
And that was the thing that also brought up attention in the Overwatch division. The team we played against had never lost a map. They had lost one game because they forfeit, but
But yeah,
that's technically the only way they've lost maps. And
Right.
then you guys took 3 off of them,
so
making it to where you guys have only lost 4 maps all season, and they've lost 6.
yeah, and if you want to catch that game, check here on Friday, the 29th, on Twitter Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube.
Facebook.
Facebook as well. Forgot about that one. Don't really utilize that one. So since does us settle for the majority of the actually we'll get back to the playoffs part here. So we'll actually throw something interesting here out. We have John.
I mean, isn't it all interesting? That's the whole point of the show.
Well, yeah, but it's all just gonna sound all clustered right now. Besides, I'd rather actually get you talking because a lot of this stuff is just like things that are out of your bracket.
Wait, you're telling me the playoffs are out of my bracket?
No, I'm talking about like the games that are involved are out of your bracket.
Yeah, that's true. They all
I'd
are.
say you come from a platform fighter, and I'd rather talk about some things about you, so at least get the that people get a little more of a touch about you. Which, first of all, I want to say right now, this is not the first time you're behind this camera and you've been here. You technically were on the first broadcast on this couch, believe it or not, for the first week of Smash.
Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah, yes you were.
Yeah, because whenever I was texting you last week about the podcast, I was like, "You were on the podcast, weren't you?" And I was
No,
like,
no, he technically was on the podcast last week because we put him up to the camera.
Yeah.
So, I do want to talk about. Well, just ask you a few questions, just get let everyone else at home understand who the real PB John is. Yeah, my former coach, by the way, I went out here. Yeah, really, yeah, that's kind of funny for me. I have two people who've coached me.
We can just talk about how bad Traven is at all his games that we play.
I mean, that's true. I mean, it's not really, but like, what's there to talk about? It's a whole lot of nothing, isn't it?
I mean, I literally watched him just not hit shots and just kind of like he's C9.
Brother.
Well, I don't understand why they can't just hire people that just don't miss shots.
I know.
Okay, Ninja. All right, Ninja.
5 of his games.
What?
All 5 of his games.
You're the one to talk. You haven't played any games.
Yeah, weren't you supposed to be?
Thumbs.
Oh,
Minecraft.
Hey, weren't you supposed to be a Smash kid? Weren't you supposed to be here for Smash?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
Yeah, Rob Main. I'll stand my ground. Your career lasted one season in general. I want to hear it.
Enough.
You've been nothing but a coach.
Yeah.
I'll stand my ground on this one. All right. Let's read this. This is a BS, man. I get harassed for no reason. I'm just existing. I didn't say nothing. I just said something that was interesting. And you're like, oh no, what's harass Traven? No, fun.
Like we say, easy pickings are easy pickings, man.
It's kind of
Oh.
Anyway, so talking about you.
It makes sense to me.
Me neither. I don't get what he's saying.
Go ahead, Traven.
Yeah.
You know what? Never mind. We're not doing this.
All right, y'all. It's been a fun podcast.
Yep.
I got things to do, places to be.
Cut it.
So, okay, so you played Smash at Jackson High School before coming here. You did show up here a year before. To just kind of establish a Smash team. I just want to know, like, because I never got to compete in high school esports. Like, how was that experience compared to like collegiate esports?
So the first thing, I know this has nothing to do with your question. What are the rules as far as like what we can and can't say here?
What's something that you don't want to say? I'm not gonna say in front of your grandmother because like.
Stuff you don't want to say on live television.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I want to say all the things on live
This
television.
This isn't live, so I can edit anything out.
I'm about to say.
Oh hell yeah!
I mean, we did have Seth on.
I'm about to say we could censor.
We had to cut a full minute out of. What's that?
But anyway, no. I just want to know like how. All right, you're allowed to say whatever you want. Just something that you don't want. Just don't say things you don't want broadcasted back. Is what the best way to put it.
Oh, okay.
So I just want to know like how was that experience been compared to like now and what it was back then.
Oh, high school level, there were things that were a lot easier because I wasn't a coach at high school.
Oh, I know what you're about to say now. Okay, I'm still gonna let it run. Go for it.
Oh, I don't like. I just want to know in general because if I say
That's censored.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
If I do it like time, can like it doesn't make like a song out of the beeps. I don't know, but
I could.
don't encourage me.
Don't do that.
But anyway, so high school level for most of it, I wasn't a coach.
Right.
I was just a player, which is nice because there's not nearly as much pressure. You just show up, you go in and kick some hind end to make it easier for Corbin.
So you'll say, but you won't say.
Okay.
Well, it's gonna be censored, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's all gonna be censored, like.
Yeah, but I'll say like you don't need to. I mean, I'm just confused. It would probably be it's like 14. Just write down 14.
14.
1454.
Oh, damn. He's got to go to 1454.
That's fine. Look, just the words that cannot be broadcasted on a national broadcast.
Oh, you mean...
No, stop. Continue talking about high school versus collegiate.
Welcome to Eye of the Storm ADHD edition. We're going...
No, you want ADHD edition? You need to see the one where we did with Jared. We didn't stay on topic on anything. So continue.
We just talked about Kroger.
Well, Kroger is an interesting topic. I mean, like, a lot of people...
High school. How did you do in high school? What is it like? What was it like competing in high school? That's all I want to know.
Okay. I don't know what's going on, but
Yeah, I know.
so
You're just asking about Kroger and stuff.
it's probably not that. But
That's not resorted to the question.
It's not like he's from.
Draven's hometown.
You guys are just spitting in my face.
good old Kenny Rogers. That's what it's called, right? K. Rogers.
Next question.
So high school esports. Competing as a player was definitely fun. There were some things that kind of sucked in a way because like there is no singles in high school. It doesn't exist. And they had a bracket. They didn't have like if you are familiar with Smash, they have crew battles where it's like you go till you're out of stocks, then the next person goes,
Right.
and so on and so forth. So high school level, you would just compete against the opposing person, and if you won, you got a point for your team. And then it'd be 5 people. So whoever, like, if you have 3 of your players win, you win the set. But so the problem was, if I went in and I won, we could still lose, no matter how well I did, which that kind of sucked.
That doesn't really seem like a good format either, because like, I don't know, because like you just have 2 people who just want to play if you guys just 3-0.
Yeah.
That
Well, oh no,
just
you play. You
sucks.
still play all 5 games
Oh.
because it's either they take a 5-0 loss or they take a 3-2.
Okay.
But
You remember the time the win depended on me and you didn't tell me and I lost? And then
that wouldn't have helped
You
you.
ever say whether they changed the outcome?
Yeah, that would not have helped you. That's why I didn't tell you that.
This is the shot. Raiden. Oh, and it is down, and Valley STEM defeats Jackson High School. Strong start for Jackson, but Valley STEM wins 3-2.
yeah,
This is at the end of the day, esports. It's all mental. So like, whatever if there's something that's bad for mental, I'm not
I'm not
going
gonna
to
say
do
it.
that.
That's great, honestly.
That's an important thing. But on that, like if I went in, because I would always, well, not always, like my sophomore year, I actually really sucked at the game. I was like second from bottom on the team, and I made Little Mac. So
You've never made a normal character, have you?
do I seem like the average normal guy? I want you to think about that.
Of course not. That's PB John.
That's right. That's the name I love being called.
Did you guys plan this?
No.
Okay.
No, we didn't plan for me to say twitch.tv/pbjonathan. Don't censor that one, Corbin.
I'm not. I'll display the
No.
text.
No. Say it right here.
Say it right. Yeah, right there.
Right here.
Right from the heavens.
Oh
Then it's
my
just-
God! It's a hyperlink too. Would you see that?
Whoa!
Oh my God!
And now it's moving around the screen
Yeah,
to make it
whoa,
more annoying
whoa.
for Corbin.
Ow.
Oh, there it goes. And now it descends back to the pits of hell where it came from.
They had to hit me before it left. Nice to know. Anyway,
It's just letting you know that it's going to see you
and
soon.
also the thing is, what's it? Yeah, I'm gonna be in that chat sometime here anyway. Oh, you're telling me I'm going to hell? Awesome.
We all are.
Also, another thing. The thing is, like, you haven't really technically left Jackson. You're still there as like a coach, still, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, I completely, like, I didn't even finish that question. But, like, yeah, on mental, the problem is that, dude, I told you, I'm not going to be able to keep, like,
Just if that's the case, just answer.
it's going to be entertaining, but.
I don't
best
care.
way you
I don't care.
can.
Keep going. Just keep
But
going.
yeah, so like on mental, I used to be really bad, but then I took the advice and I got good, and I became the number 1 on the team. Problem was, if I went into a match and I lost,
You're one.
it shot mental immediately. Everyone was like, "Well, or cooked or gone.
It's done.
And
So,
Back to the lobby.
I don't think there was a single game where if I lost, we won. Back to the lobby again. Yeah. So going back to that.
yeah, if you said that, like I said, you still work at Jackson now.
Yep.
Yes.
I sold my soul to Jackson City Schools Board of Education. That's where I work. I work there right now. So I am the head of their esports program. So if you're familiar with Diddy, who's over our esports program here at Rio,
Anyone who's known any of the directors, but Diddy is the first one to go to right now as of March 27th.
but I am the Diddy of Jackson. So I'm the one that I have to control budget. I have to control who competes in what, who's allowed to compete and who's not. Which a lot of that there's a lot of it that sucks and there's a lot of it that's great.
Right.
Oh, I thought you were going to lead into something there.
No, I'm just listening.
Yeah. So the great thing is I'm actually able to give these students an opportunity to compete in esports, something that has worked out for me pretty well. I mean, definitely better that I've had an opportunity that a lot of people haven't by being able to compete in esports. It's helped with my college money. It's helped with paying my college. And so being able to give high school students that opportunity to be like, hey, you can do this, and here's how you do that. Here's what you need to be doing. I'm just glad I'm able to give other people that opportunity. So that's the benefit of it.
That's actually great insight from that. Actually, because we talked to Jake last week, and he coaches Gallia. He coaches Gallia, and I kind of want to get the both ends of it. I can't speak right now. Both ends of it because he's just a coach, but I knew you were a higher one of it. So I just kind of want to see what the parallels were on that one. Also, one thing as well, I know you don't do just Smash at Jackson. You also have Mario Kart.
That's true. That's so.
How does that? How's that? I really don't understand how that esports wise works.
The way that Mario Kart works is it's teams of 4. Okay. So we have 4 people. They go in and they race against the opposing team. And just like any other race, you get points based on what place you're in.
Right. And
so whichever team has the most points wins.
So it's just you run 4 races. And
4 races, random tracks. So that's the basics for Mario Kart. Now, the competitive side of it, that's where it gets kind of interesting because of all the games to compete in. What's going on over there? That's interesting.
I think Dylan's trying to remote into the.
No, Dylan, get out of here.
No, Dylan, no.
Is that you?
Dylan, are you there?
Dylan, speak to us from beyond.
Oh, Jesus.
Make the pencil move.
I got the
Said
pencil.
Corbin. It said Dylan, not you.
We can easily hear you move your chair and then see you go.
Come on. We know that one's fake.
Yeah.
I know Mario Kart. No, we talked
yeah.
about that last week with the really kind of strange esports we've seen, and I knew it was really Mario Kart was more prevalent in the space of high school and stuff. So
Yeah, so in the fall, you could have came to me and be like, hey, competitive Mario Kart, and I would have laughed. And I would have said, yeah, that sounds really dumb.
and then then you learn that's actually a thing.
Oh, it's still really dumb.
Oh,
But there is actual strategy to it.
Really?
Luck is a thing that you have to play around.
I remember you were explaining it when we were at the that event it was last week.
Yeah.
So you were telling us being in these places give you only these items.
Yeah,
Something
you
like
can you can manipulate outright.
Right.
But even if you do get bad luck, even if you get hit by 3 red shells in a row, that's something you just have to be able to play around. That's being able to react. That's being able to change your plan. Because you don't plan to get hit by 3 red shells in a row.
Right.
But so with Mario Kart, a lot of the thing that it plays off of is just maintaining momentum. You don't necessarily need to just aim and try to get to first as fast as you can. You need to make sure you're keeping your speed and you're not being stopped a lot. If you can get up to first place, but you have 0 coins and you have no items, what's going to happen is you're going to get hit by something, and then you're going to get hit again, and then you're going to get hit again. and you're going to be sent back to 7th. But if you take your time, even, which is weird to say in a racing game, and you take the slower path that has coins on it,
Honestly,
what are you saying?
does it taking your time in a race is not really a dumb thing. But it sounds stupid on paper, but it's actually
Yeah.
like when he does any kind of like racing it up, it does make sense.
Yeah.
So, continue.
Because it's faster to take the 0.1 seconds to slow down than it is to take the 5 seconds to recover from the mistake you made by not slowing down.
Lap time doesn't matter in a race, in my opinion. Like it matters to an extent, but it doesn't matter. Like, oh no, I was off by like 7/10. Oh no, like doesn't matter. Are you still in first? That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Still in first.
You ain't first, you're last.
Ricky Bobby.
That's right. But
Defense wins game. Ray Lewis.
Stevens wins championships. Ray Lewis.
so like the key thing whenever you're in those back positions is to make sure you have 10 coins. Because the coins make you go faster.
Right.
So you want to make sure you get coins and that you have some kind of item to defend yourselves, because whenever you get those 10 coins, then you can start taking those turns a little tighter. You can start passing people. You can even start using your items to knock people behind you. And then you can get into first place and make sure you have something to keep you there. Because like when we had a little tournament here, and the key thing I was doing, I didn't necessarily start off in first, but what I would do is I would keep a consistent pace. And I could be consistent, and then I could prey on one mistake that my opponent would make, and they just get sent back so far they could never recover. Which is kind of just my strategy in general, is to play off. Oh, you made a mistake. You're about to really regret that.
That's a really good insight. I actually didn't know anything about Mario Kart esports. I thought someone would do something like that. I just wasn't sure if it was, especially with Nintendo.
Surprisingly, the online on Mario Kart is pretty good, from what I can
wasn't
tell.
talking about the tournament stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that's kind of where you're probably not going to see anything branch off like that. But moving on.
But still, in that same sense, probably won't play Mario Kart with you guys.
No, I'm not coaching Mario Kart here. I'm not doing that.
All right, so in your Smash career, you've gone to numerous tournaments. Some big, some small, some even in our own domain.
Yes.
Out of all the tournaments you've been to, which one has been your favorite so far?
Let's see, my favorite. I mean, they have different experiences. Is really the problem. Like,
Let me break it down then. So let's say like a local experience and then something that's like kind of big.
so local experience. I really enjoyed Smash Up, which is the thing that was just at Jackson, because it was just really. I have a belt from it. That was the thing.
You
I really
got a
enjoyed.
belt?
I got a
Champion belt.
I got a championship belt.
That's actually kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that was really fun. Because it was a lot more casual, and I was able just to have fun with it. And I felt so bad for the guy who came up against me in grand finals, because I could tell by the look in his eye he wasn't ready. He was looking at me with a look of fear, and whenever I saw that look in his eye, I knew I already won.
So you know what my favorite tournament was? Final Boss Con coming back.
I forgot.
May 4th.
That was my. How did I forget about Final Boss Con? My actual favorite tournament.
Yeah, I'm saying that. Yeah, right here at Rio Grande Lane Center, May 4th.
Yeah, I did that one here. I forgot about that one. I got second. That was probably my actual favorite.
That made me laugh because like that made me realize actually like just in general, just like how local tournaments go, where you have like people who barely like know a lot about Smash Bros. And then the next guy you go against is ranked in the states. Well, no, I wouldn't know because we played the same tournament. My path was literally just a child, and then it was a child, someone more my age but like doesn't really play Smash, and then ranked in West Virginia.
Well, at the end of the day,
It was fun though. It was really fun.
that child stepped in the ring.
Yeah, well, that's the worst part is you knocked that same child out.
Oh, of course I did.
That child's not coming to Rio Grande. That's all I know. He's gonna because he saw you with the jersey. I was gonna put mine on. I was like, nah, that's fine. But then
Oh, I felt bad, but
you
you
signed
gotta
up.
learn. You gotta learn one day.
What made me feel really bad is that during that one of my I was like one of the guys who used to go here. Jacob Ramsey came up and started talking to me mid-set, and I was sitting there. I'm like, dude, please don't do this. You're making me seem more like an arrogant, like just POS right now. And as I'm talking, as there's this 12-year-old kid trying his best, like like fearing for his life on Kirby. And I'm just like, dude, please stop doing this. Like, I felt like a mercy killing. That's what it felt like. I felt like it was like an old yeller. But the worst part is, I went into the tournament when I went against that kid. I was like, he's probably gonna sauce the crap out of me, is he not? I'm like, this kid's gonna knock me down the losers. And then so Joe Cons, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna destroy me. Then first game, I'm like, I feel terrible.
So one good thing. So that story does have a happy ending.
It does.
I did knock him because I got sent to losers, and that's where I faced the kid. And I knocked him out of the tourney.
Losers too.
I think, yeah.
It was.
But so I knocked him out of the tourney. But then I looked over a little bit later because I had another match, and the same kid was playing Piranha Plant. So he was just messing around, having fun. So that was really sweet and really, really nice to see that they liked the character I was playing.
Yeah, no. So when I played against him, after the fact, I told him I was like, it's like you did pretty good. You know, I was trying to like build back up, and I was like, it's like yeah, you'll be fine, man. You're doing fine. Then I saw you against you. I'm like, all that little tiny little build up that I had to tell him that was okay. It's not being squashed by the man who runs Riot Esports a Smash team.
Oh man, I remember. Yeah, because we were just chatting whenever we were in between games.
Oh no! The top 8 realization was the funniest thing because I finally made top 8. That's all I wanted to do. That was one like what I really wanted to pull off, and I was like, yeah, well, I can actually make a run now. And then like Traven, John, yeah, hey, you guys go against each other, and we just slow down. She's like, oh,
I'm sorry, little one.
I'm like, the worst part is he was coaching me mid game.
I was.
He's like, see, you shouldn't be chasing me like that. After game 1, I was like, oh my god,
yeah, I'm gonna catch you.
He's like, why is he coaching me? Just let me lose.
Like, see, if you throw your bomb like this, I'm just gonna do this, and it's gonna kill.
The worst part is I was playing better after he coached me.
I did my job. Oh my gosh!
All right, so we're gonna know on the bigger scale tournaments and stuff. I'd say, like, what was like your favorite one? Then? So, like, I know you.
Well, I've only been to one. Well, I guess I went to the S'more was okay. I did all right. I don't know.
I'm not really talking about performance. I'm talking about experience.
I know, but the thing is, I'm very competitive.
So, would you say that cost was probably your number one then?
Hey Corbin, what's the time right now?
6:54.
Not the time on the clock. You're gonna need to know the timestamp for this one.
32.
32.
Cost is the. And he's cringe.
Cringe.
Yeah. Oh, keep it in. What's he gonna do? Come down to Rio Grande and beat me? What he's gonna do? Do the emote for his victory screen? Oh no, I'm really scared of that guy. But I can tell you what he's scared of: taking a shower. I guarantee it. But yeah, all right.
Wait, so you say the S'more is probably like the biggest.
S'more was a lot more fun than
Okay,
Cost.
I would say that.
You did do an ECAC event, community event the other day, didn't you?
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh, I did. Yeah. I did that. That was online.
That was online. Yeah.
How was that?
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. I went up against a guy. So my first round was against a FAU guy. They were undefeated in our Smash bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Which character did you play?
Dark Pit for round 1 and 2.
Yeah, I know you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah, he beat me, but we took it to round 3, final hit. It was very fun because that's the team that was undefeated. And that's all I'll say about them. That's all I'll say about them on camera.
That was probably the most fun question we've ever had. I never had anyone cut like a 30-second promo halfway through a question, but that's so good. I really wish y'all got to hear that, but that was great. You're gonna need a long censor for that one.
Hey, you won't need a blur.
Just the words that don't work.
How about you just like
Do whatever's funniest.
How about you put like it cuts out to like a picture of a cat hanging on a tree and it says
hanging there. That's great. Yeah, that's the one.
Just have like some like calm elevator music playing over
In the background, you hear a slight echo. Biggest pizza.
Alright, so I just want to know when you started playing Smash Bros. We started playing Smash Ultimate. I just want to say this. And one day you sat down, you loaded it up, and you decided I'm gonna learn a new character. Little Mac's not working out. I want to know what made you gravitate towards Piranha Plant.
He looked funny.
Was that actually?
He was funny.
That's you know what? That's the most John reason I honestly I don't think about it.
Like I've said it before, I'll say it again. I thought he looked funny, so
I thought he looked funny. So fair enough. Hey, you got to go with him pretty quick too. That from one.
Oh yep. I was.
And the funny thing is that Piranha Plant's a character that not a lot of people play, so there's not really a lot of guides on him.
Oh no! Everything I learned was just right from my mind, just trying what didn't work. See, the reason I know the 2 or 3 things that work is because I did the 2 or 3,000 things that don't work.
Fair enough. So you decide that one day I'm going to play him because he looks funny, and then you're like, well, that's my character for life.
Oh yeah, because I started getting results with him, and like,
Well,
then I did some cool stuff.
I hate to break it to you, but when hey, Corbin. Well, that was weird.
Oh my gosh! Whoa, dude, it's like we're gone for a minute there. I just
I don't know what happened.
whoa.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Piranha Plant. That's right. Yeah, right, interviewing you. So if you had to choose a different game right now, like if someone told you right now, it's like you can't compete in Smash, what is the next thing you're jumping to, or are you just calling it quits?
Man, I think I'd be. I'm gonna abandon that joke.
I know you.
Oh man, let's just say I'd probably be getting some advice from Homelander right now. No, I'm kidding. But I don't know. I ain't got nothing else to compete with.
I mean, you gotta think about it. Like any game doesn't gotta be something that like that. Let's say this is a fantasy land. Any game you want to be competitive in has its own little like scene.
Fine, I'll play Overwatch.
Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. I know you.
All right.
If I remember correctly, I think one of the days he said, "But you don't go to anyone but Overwatch." it's like don't leave us anyone but Overwatch. Only was for Overwatch. That's what it was.
All right. I know. I've been holding this one back for a long time now, but I've always secretly been a League of Legends fan. I know. I'm just as ashamed of it as you are.
I don't have anyone to play Overwatch, so.
But I don't know. I don't have anything else that I really play competitively.
But where you going?
I know he doesn't want to be in the same room with a League of Legends player.
Nerd.
I prefer the term dork.
You have that road
personally,
echoed.
Personally, I like Dingus more. It's kind of fun. It's a fun word.
Dingus?
Dingus.
More like goofball McSpazatron.
Dare
A wingnut.
I can't handle
yeah, but a goofball and a wingnut. Knucklehead McSpazatron.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's a.
I can't handle the cringe in the room right now.
It's a good ass movie.
I mean, shouldn't you be immune to the poison by now? I mean,
yeah, I was like, yeah. I was like, you've been through the worst parts of the Overwatch team. You know what it was like.
You know what I usually do? And like I told you guys yesterday during practice what I would do. I usually just zone out and not listen to what you guys are saying.
He does this in the corner. Nah, I can't hit you. I can't hit you.
I've actually been. I can confirm that's 100% true. See, now I'm switching sides. I'm teaming up with Fraven now.
Okay.
That's a first.
I can confirm that's 100% true. Devin does that.
It's funny that no reality. Like he literally just sits there and the chair just.
You're watching me put a headphone in and just zone out.
Well, I mean, you did that once during one of our matches this season. You literally just like, I literally saw you just snuck at your butt and just went to the back of the room.
Yep.
I think it was a Muskingum game that he did that.
I think so.
It was either Muskingum or Western Illinois. I forget.
I mean, it just shows his confidence in you.
Oh yeah, he does. Definitely does.
Yep.
Yeah, he really wants me to stay on this team and definitely wouldn't trade me for anything in the world right now.
I've already made trades.
Oh.
They're just in process.
Am I going for cash considerations?
No, I'm selling you for a water bottle.
Damn.
Dang, not even. There's no water in it, just a bottle.
Just a bottle.
Is it at least like what kind of water bottle are we talking about?
It's a Dasani.
Oh man.
Oh.
Not even Aquafina.
No.
Dry as hell.
It's water.
It'll blend in with this team. That's an Aquafina.
Yeah.
He's got a weapon.
I can't do that with Aquafina because it's built tough.
I think that's the
Why is
same
it-
bottle that Corbin threw a while
I
back.
was gonna say, why is it every week that we have to
I don't know why, but there's like a stock. There is a stockpile of water bottles underneath my chair. Who is putting them here?
You
Alright.
sit there.
I don't. I drink water,
Are you-
but it's not in here because I don't trust myself around electronic devices.
Are you familiar with the movie Monster House?
Yes.
Are you familiar with how the kid he pierced the spyglass? He's got like these jars sitting around.
Guys, I want you to know we do have other segments we have to get to.
Move on.
I'll let you figure out the rest, folks at home.
Go watch that.
Just go watch Monster House. Alright, so I just want to know, personally, what has been your favorite moment with Ryo so far?
Dude, I'm just glad I graduated.
I'm glad you're graduating.
Like, yeah, like I got one class in the fall. I'm glad I graduate.
Oh, that's exciting.
So I mean, I don't know. I guess I can go for a bachelor's. They pay for it.
So that leads for the final question now, since you said that.
Well, I feel like I should give a different answer there.
Did you?
How so?
I don't know. Like,
I'm just saying, like, I'm saying, the experience as a player, as a coach, just being a part of us in general. I just want to know, like, what was the moment that, like, you felt like a big thumbs up? I don't know how you feel like a thumbs up, though.
I think what I really like and have liked is, and it's only happened a couple times, but I've had players go into a game doubting like that they could do anything really, really doubtful, and then they go in, and I can tell they're still trying their best, but they still have that doubt in them. They don't
Right.
think they can do it, but then they start making progress, and then they get a lead. And then they get the win.
Right.
And seeing that happen, seeing that change of character entirely, that's a really big and cool thing to see. That's one thing I've always loved seeing as a coach. Like with my own matches, honestly, they're fun. They're entertaining, but for me, they're not too interesting. Because it either goes one of two ways. Yeah, I have close matches, or I dominate. Is what happens most of the time. And like that's great and all, but I love watching my players' matches and seeing how they can progress and seeing how close they can make it, how much they can do.
It's actually a really good answer on that one. So that is up to the final question now for you on this little interview section. After it's all said and done, what's next for PB Job?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of paths available to me still. A lot of things to do. Personally, I've always enjoyed esports, but it definitely feels like my time is coming. Because it's just, I don't know. Seems like the door's starting to close. Like, yeah, I do enjoy esports and I like competing, but some things just aren't meant to work out. I love doing theater. It's something I still do a lot. And of course, I'll always still be at Jackson. Like, I love coaching them. I love helping the high schoolers out. But I think I'll be doing a lot more theater as a hobby. That's one thing I've always enjoyed. And I think that's that. And of course, I enjoy streaming a lot too. I've had a lot of fun with that. I'm not going to say it.
Now go for it. Go for it. This is your platform. This is your time.
Yeah, but like this is a
It's your
little bit more.
time.
This is a little bit more serious. It's not quite the time to say that phrase yet. It's
Fair enough.
a little more serious.
I understand. So I'll let you finish your monologue here.
But yeah, I think more theater. I mean, I don't know what the cards hold. It's future's a river. There's a lot of paths to take, and like you can't go back. You can't fight the current forever, but you can just choose what path you take. and you can deal with whatever rapids come along. I'd love to keep doing esports, but it just depends how things go.
That's definitely probably the most insightful answer I've gotten from that question so far. I've asked every single person so far that we've had on the show about what they wanted to do, and yours has been probably so far probably been the best answer.
It's all been I don't know.
Not that I don't know, or if I get paid, or no, flat out knows. I think the only one that came kind of close to that one was probably like Jake's from last week.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but anyway, that concludes the interview section of this one-time part here. But you're not going anywhere, so you're stuck in between us. So I hope you're ready for some.
Oh
Mumbo
no!
jumbo.
Hey,
Hi.
come here often.
All right, so
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
all right, so we're looking. All right, so if you guys want to keep more up to date with John over here, you can go and find him on Twitch at twitch.tv/pbjonathan.
Yes!
I said it for you.
Let's go. Yeah, I do. I used to do a lot more Smash streams, but I kind of stream whenever I want. Lately, I've been in an art mood. I've been drawing stuff, and it's Pokemon, but it's like Applin and what was the other one I drew? Oh, Diglett, like just like cool ones.
That's 3-4 right there.
Yeah, 3-4. I'm not drawing Vaporeon.
10-27. 10-27.
I'm not drawing things like Vaporeon or Gardevoir. I'll never draw those.
Understandable. So
yeah.
We're gonna circle back into the main in-sports side of it. We're gonna talk about the playoffs brackets here. We're gonna be going into both teams. I think because, like I said, we got word about Rocket League just getting their stuff for for the game. We're very excited to go against LIU this week, this Wednesday. So let's talk about the other games that are gonna be going on. In the contender side for League of Legends, the matches for the first round is Stockton versus Texas A&M, the JMU Dukes versus SCSU, Kiowa versus Mount Cat Esports, Rio Grande takes on Bayern University, ODU takes on WFU, FAU takes on Mass Bay, Bayern Blue takes on the Idaho Vandals, and Siena College takes on WVU. Please just use team names. This is a lot of letter U teams, and it's getting confusing. I like that. I like that little layout you got going.
I didn't finish it. But yeah, there's my character right there. He's holding the little.
That's actually really cool.
Thank you.
With Overwatch, though, we have a different format. Instead of 16 teams this time, we have 24 teams. There's a lot of teams actually get first round bye from the first part. I mean, this is kind of like more to kind of compare how this tournament is. It's more like the first round's like a wild card round. These are like your lower seeds that go against each other to try to play into the actual match itself. So the teams with the first round bye is Rio Grande, SEMO Ruby, Friars, Central Blue Devils Varsity, Kiowa Blue, SJU Crimson, John Jay, and Mountain Cat Esports. So no games for any of them. However, the rest of the match that we played out for this first week will be the Endicott Goals take on UCM. The winner plays Rio Grande. RSU Red takes on Bayern Blue. And the winner goes against SEMO. SEMO. I don't know why I wrote like that. SJU takes on Ohio Northern JV. They go against Friars. Well, the winner takes on Friars. SUNY Ken takes on Iowa Maroon. The winner of that plays the Central Blue Devils. RW Hawks takes on ASC. The winner plays Kiowa. Stockton takes on Hood College, and the winner plays SJU. GFU takes on Concord Maroon, who we actually played against a couple weeks ago. The winner plays against John Jay, and USF Green takes on Husan, and the winner plays Mount Cat Esports. So if you want to catch any of those games, League of Legends, Overwatch, or even Rocket League, go find those on each team's respective socials, such as their Twitch and their YouTube, more likely. So just keep that in mind if you want to keep social those things. So I know we got a little more insight onto John over here, but I do want to highlight another player from this week. It is the player spotlight. This time we're going to do Trustin Francis. We're going to highlight Trustin Francis. Captain Clutch. Now, this is the part where I was like, yeah, no, this is what I thought I was for about years, but I really am not. Because here's the thing, Trustin is a former Rocket League, Rainbow Six, and CS player, and is currently a League of Legends player. So he has 4 games under his belt. And he's also helped with 3 of Rio Grande championships.
Yep.
So he basically me, but with accomplishments. Me, but good. And I can say that about many things.
I think you're better than you think, Traven. You're really not.
I'm saying because like I don't have to back it up. That's my stink about it. I got no rings. Anyway,
He's
like I said,
Dan Marino of Overwatch.
that's honestly I was looking at Allen Iverson, but not really. Or Dan Marino's probably better. Brian Fitzpatrick. Brian Fitzpatrick of the Rio Grande Esports program. Allen Iverson was actually good as a game. So, like I said, he was involved with 3 championships. 2 of them were both Rainbow Six championships and the 1 Rocket League championship. Now, the best thing about him, though, he shines on every team he's been on. Okay? Mm-hmm. CS team, he was a very bright light for us. He was actually one of my favorite players to play with. R6, just one. I mean, he wasn't like big shining on R6, but he did actually pull his weight. He was actually one that's like, holy crap, this kid is actually pretty good at this game.
Yep.
Rocket League, probably one of the more talented players we've had so far. And with League, the fact that he transitioned from all these different games to this like MOBA game, and the fact that he's killing it is amazing.
Yep.
He's a top laner. He's just doing great.
Yeah, but he is a bona fide gamer.
Yeah, no,
Some say.
That is what Aiden would say. He's just a gamer. He's a gamer through and through. That man can get good at anything he really wants to.
Mm-hmm.
So, also really fun to hang around too. He's actually pretty fun.
Yep.
So, all right. So we got a few things to talk about before we get to the big thing, which is the our talking point. But I'm gonna run through these general talkings again because we took a lot of time. So, Major 2 for the CDL is finally wrapped up this weekend. CDL is Call of Duty League. I'll make sure you get on that. This is like the new section. So, Major 2, yeah. This is this part where I'm just gonna roll it off. So you guys are fine to compensate yourselves if you really want to. But Major 2 wrapped up in Miami this weekend. All weekend we saw amazing games and a lot of runs from teams that we didn't really expect to do much, like the Carolina Royal Ravens and the LA Gorillas. But entering the championship, we had 4 teams that were looking for it all, which was Atlanta, Toronto, New York, and Optic. Go fuck yourself. I saw you yawning.
So, I'm sorry, we've been doing this podcast for about 2 hours now.
It's not been 2 hours. It's close. We've been recording for, what, how long?
Like maybe 40 minutes?
It's about like 50-something minutes now.
I don't know why. It just feels longer.
I don't know, but eventually when everything got settled, the Atlanta Phase came up and took home the Major 2 championship by beating Optic Texas 4-1. And has got themselves some pretty... I'm pretty sure they locked themselves into the champs this season. So, speaking as well, the CSU Major is also going on as well. Shocking eliminations like Heroic being eliminated and also Na'Vi nearly getting eliminated out of the elimination stage and moving on to the main bracket narrowly, especially after the one debacle with Simple and all of them. The top 8 bracket is going to be played this weekend, so if you were very big into Counter-Strike, keep that in mind. Or if it's already played, depends on what time this gets uploaded. So, also, the very last thing, Riot Games has revealed their newest agent named Clove. The new agent is a controller with some interesting abilities such as a decoy, a projectile with an AoE decay effect, a smoke similar to the Brimstones, and it can also be placed after death, and some form of self-heal, and a res ultimate that only reses themselves. A very interesting character, honestly. But I come from someone that used to play the game deeply, so this is... I'm not sure it would be meta-changing or not, but I'd imagine since we haven't had a controller since Harbor, which came out a couple years ago, it's something to get excited about. Let's say the character is going to cost 8,000 Kingdom credits, which is like the free currency you can get, 1,000 Valorant points, which is the currency you can buy, or if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can link your account to your Game Pass, and you will get every character, including Clove, for free. So, keep that in mind. Alright, now the open discussion on this one, because this is actually something that all of us can kind of talk about. Free-to-play games. We all know them, we've all played them. You guys want to know, I mean, especially nowadays, like, almost every other game that kind of comes with the game of the month, is usually a free-to-play game, right?
Mhm.
Now, see the biggest one that kind of started this trend, and I'm pretty sure you already know what I'm going to say, Fortnite. All right.
I don't know why my mind went to mobile games when you said free to play games.
I guess there's two branches. Like you got your Pokemon Go's, and then you got your Fortnite.
I'm talking about more like consoles and PCs.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha now.
According to not a mouse, if you play on this, you're not. You play on this thing, you're not a gamer. Yes, you saw my notes. Ooh, who knows?
Ooh. Oh man, that's a good
Just
angle.
Spoiled the podcast.
The group chat's leaked.
Cut it here.
No.
But here's the thing: ever since Fortnite's been released, ever since Fortnite's gone, I just kind of been this like big I don't know how to really word it now. I'm thinking about it.
Phenomenon.
Thank you. Comes this big phenomenon. A bunch of other games are trying to catch that same lightning in the bottle. You have like Warzone, you have your Apex, stuff like that, and also other games as well that have just come out. They just release for free. A lot of those games all suffer the same fate, which is the fact that either they lose a bunch of players after 2 or 3 months, or they just flat out die. And there's been a lot of games that have gone like this. So, and the thing is, there's also been a lot of games that were originally you had to pay for, and it's also gone for free. And the most recent one being Overwatch 2. CS2 was another one that came out like that as well. But there's a big list of, a lot of those games too have also suffered from doing that.
Yep.
So, the question I really have is, free-to-play games really sustainable in the world of esports, let alone in the world of gaming?
I mean, in my standpoint, it kind of just depends on like what's going on around everyone. Like, why is like this game being so popular? I mean, looking at YouTube or something like that, you look at people playing like this game's hot this month, so everyone's playing that game nonstop. And then about a month later, the streamers stop playing that game. They're going back to either what they're used to playing or a new game that just came out, and then that game just drops off the face of the earth.
Yeah. So I would say the biggest one that I want to kind of show an example of it was Fortnite.
Mhm.
The thing is that what kind of made Fortnite stay so relevant, and mainly for the fact that the game changed they made sure to keep the game fresh and make sure to change it almost every season they had.
Yep.
So every 2 or 3 months you get new additions to the map, new weapons, sometimes new game modes, and just like what they did the last update that they did.
They added a bunch. They had the Rock Band. They added Legos. They added they all
That
added
rocket
stuff.
racing stuff.
Yep.
But they also helped pioneer the modern marketplace we see now with skins and also the battle pass system, which almost every game's adopted. Which, by the way, I have my own feeling about that as well, about battle passes. I don't know why developers think we have enough time to keep buying battle passes. Like, you can buy 1 or 2 and you can get through 2 of them if you're lucky, or if you just have no time at all. Well, nothing but if you have time at all, but if you're the standard working person, you're barely getting through one.
Right. And that's one thing I do like that Overwatch is doing it. I think this next season, at the end of every season in Overwatch, there's a mythic skin that's out.
You can buy a mythic
Next
skin now.
season, they're allowing you to buy every mythic skin, whatever ones you missed or whatever ones you want.
Yeah, you can purchase the upgrades too.
Yep.
So you don't have to buy every upgrade either.
Yeah. It's I got all of them except for the last 2, and it's just that I don't feel like buying them anymore.
Yeah. Also, another thing as well is that there's also a bunch of community. Fortnite also introduced some community stuff to their game, which, by the way, has proven to work. Counter-Strike. So they keep, not even just servers, but also game modes and just keep the game fresh. I want it back, Counter-Strike. Give it back to me. That's all I did for 2 months. I just want it back. Why can't we have community servers back in CS2? Please. That's enough of that. However, like I said, there was a lot of games that suffered the Game of the Month syndrome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games you can rattle off, but the top 3 ones I had was Multiverses, which has its own reasons why.
Yeah. What games else?
Fall Guys.
Ballgates. Yeah, Splitgate. Oh, Splitgate fell hard.
The worst part of Splitgate was hot. It wasn't even hot for a month. It was hot for a week.
And that's one thing also with those games. It's based on a time schedule of when other games have come. So I believe when Splitgate came out, Halo Infinite just came out too.
Halo, they just announced Halo.
Yeah, and that got everyone excited. And then once Halo Infinite came out, well, do we want to play the game that's just like Halo, or do we want to play Halo? And Halo at that point, and then immediately after that, Halo dropped because Call of Duty came out.
Well, it's funny is that Halo Infinite actually still has a pretty decent player base.
Yeah, they do, and
Yeah.
but it's not as big as what it used to be. Like a first month.
Another one I have on here as well is also Hyperscape, which you guys might not even know what that is.
Not familiar
Is
with
that
it.
the Peloton game?
No.
No, okay.
No, we're not getting on Pelotons this week. But no, Hyperscape was the in between of Apex and Fortnite. Actually, I'm better. Fortnite and Apex. So there was a game in between that got released. It was called Hyperscape, and it launched, and then within the month it closed down because it had no players.
Oh.
Basically, the game had insane mechanics, like insane movement. It was pretty cool.
I might try it after.
Yeah, however, it is no longer a thing. The thing as well, I was even looking through this stuff. Like, I was going through, like, my PC I'm usually on in the arena, and I was scrolling through, and one of the games that came up on it was this Gundam game that also closed down.
That game was, like, Ashley got me onto that game, and I played it for fun. It was basically Overwatch, but with Gundam.
Yeah.
And it was all the Gundams from the Gundam Evolution series and stuff like that. But I've never watched it, but I understood, like, the premise of some of the people. And I was like, okay, I got it. So I was playing it, and then I was on it the day the server closed.
Yeah,
I was just relaxing
November
playing.
30th, they closed. That's how I saw that.
I had no clue, and I was sitting there playing, and all of a sudden it lagged out, and I was like, man, I'm in a timer for a new match for like 30 minutes. I was like, I just want to see how long this goes. And then I minimized it, and then I was like, let me just relaunch the game. Servers are not open anymore. I was like, what?
So, a lot of these games I keep listing, what do you think? Okay, like, you might wonder how these games keep dying so fast. Now, you said, like, the release date. Another thing that's also really killer to a lot of these, like, free-to-play games, the lack of content.
That's the thing. People get bored of them.
Like, really quick. Especially when you look at a game, like you said, like, for example, like, Splitgate, the game dies. Like, the game, like, once you played, like, the same, like, 4 or 5 game modes, you kind of get bored.
Among Us.
Among
That's
Us.
not. I wasn't just random. That's an example.
Among Us was a big one.
That was a big one because COVID was a big influence for that game.
Yeah.
And
It basically
the thing
was
is
like
that-
it just released because it was a small game before. So
Lethal Company is now becoming that way too. Lethal Company was a big game, and then all of a sudden, now we've got mods on how we play, but like it's still to the point I'm like, all right, you're just going in there, grabbing stuff, and getting back out.
Right.
I think the big thing that kills it is people can't make new content off the same thing forever.
I'll also say, like, if you get a game off Steam, how many games are on Steam?
A lot.
There's just a constant influx of just games coming out nonstop.
Right.
That's easy to get lost in that translation.
Now, there are successful free-to-play games as well. All these are also esports too.
Angry Birds.
Fortnite.
That's actually one of them. Fortnite's the big one. Apex is also done as well. But also, every Riot game to exist has been free to play. So, and every single one of them have been esports. So, League of Legends and Valorant is a big one. I know they had a card game. I don't remember.
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. That's a big one.
Hearthstone's Blizzard.
Ark.
I forget what it is, but Legends of Runeterra, that's what it is. And then their TFT. Those are all 4 popular games, and they're all just still fluctuating with players to this day. For what reason, I don't know. I don't know why they keep getting, like, they have these consistent, like, fluctuation of just players, especially with Valorant, because Valorant didn't have much content on release. You had 3 maps, 12 agents, and the same pool of guns for every single person.
I mean, I guess you could look at it more in, like,
I think
the sense of you looking at it as the streaming content. Like, all right, so first streamer you think of whenever you hear the word Fortnite.
Ninja building a skyscraper
Ninja, Myth.
build
All right,
build
first
islands.
streamer you can think of whenever you see Valorant.
That's probably Tens or Shroud, probably.
Yep. Rocket League. I know none of us know Rocket League, but I'm sure.
Muffins.
Yep. And then stuff like that. Like, there's constantly these big streamers that are also esports pros.
Former pros.
Yeah, that are playing these games and have a good understanding of how to use media, so they're constantly keeping those games alive. That's what I think. That's how they do it.
That's fair, because like when you see, because remember, like, because you even look at, let's look at a paid game, for example, like Rainbow Six.
Yep.
The game was practically on its last legs.
And
Then
then,
this nice little bald fuck named Jinxie comes out of nowhere and revives the game, and now I have to get back on it. That is 28-30 something.
I like the idea that we just leave we bleep it and then we just go 28-37.
Well, yeah, we gotta believe it when he says. But yeah, you don't
Fart.
Fart.
Yeah, you don't even want to know what he said.
Fickle. I said fickle. Gamers are fickle. Anyway.
I just think they're.
They're fun.
But yeah, on those things there, like I just feel like it's based on the streamers and how they react. Like TikTok now is like, even though TikTok is getting banned,
It's not gonna get banned.
it's just gonna get bought up by someone else.
Yep.
I think it's based on the content that's coming there. I mean, Fall Guys kind of had a little bit of a jump and spike because of Queso,
Yeah.
and then Madden's now getting one because of what's up, brother?
Oh, Sketch. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. But Sketch is also doing more things now.
Yeah, but he's also
He's
doing
on me, brother.
but they're also doing that stuff, and they're collaborating in these ways of doing things to help them out.
Sketch and Jinxie are now linking up now. And,
Yeah. Queso's doing stuff with
Queso's
them
doing
too.
stuff. Yeah.
All these games are getting revamped in a way because of the attention they're getting all of a sudden.
Yeah, especially from these like big streamers too, because I mean, wasn't like R6 was in a really bad state, and then they just fixed everything out of nowhere.
Yep.
And it's because of all the popularity you got, because of some random dude with an Xbox.
Yep.
So
Kicking his camera.
Let me see what Queso's doing right now. Let me open it up. Oh crap! He's alive.
Should we go kick our camera?
you Superman punch it. Hey, POV, you're a judge.
I'm not gonna have space to download this video if you do that again.
Oh no! Run out of storage.
Anyway, but yeah, there's a bunch of games that, like I said earlier, a bunch of games that were paid, but now have gotten free to play. The biggest one I can think of, first of all, when you think about paid to free to play, what's the first game that comes to mind?
Paid free to play? Overwatch.
What was paid and now is free to play?
I mean, yeah, Overwatch.
I think Overwatch is my first thought.
You guys have young brains, because the first one that comes to my mind is Team Fortress 2.
Oh yeah!
TF2 was the first one.
The original Overwatch.
All right, so first off, I've got a defense. What game did you know I started out playing actual video games on?
I know, that's why I'm
Not Madden. It was Apex.
Yeah.
That's how early I got into esports, was when Apex dropped.
Yeah. But yeah,
Other
no,
than that, I was Madden, MLB, and then like any little campaign game.
yeah, fair enough.
About it.
But no, like TF2 was the big one to like pioneer that, and it only took people 10 years to start doing the exact same thing they did. But no, Rocket League was also up there. CS:GO or CS2, we want to call it now. Fall Guys also gone free to play, and Overwatch 2, like you said, for example, they got rebranded. So, it's exciting to see games go free to play, but it's also kind of concerning because that means, oh, I'm a cheater. Oh, I got banned. Did I make a new account?
Yep.
I mean, there's also ways that people circumvent that. There's also some ways they're trying to prevent the circumvision.
Yep.
So,
Well, the thing I like about free to play, and it works whenever the things you can buy, because obviously there's going to be things you can buy. When it's cosmetic stuff,
that's
free to play is amazing. When they start locking behind actual gameplay, that's when it becomes a problem.
That's understandable because I remember TF2 with their item shop. It was a lot of weapons that did different things.
I'll say also another big thing that's also hurting like paying games is like you pay $70 to both play COD, and then you want to pay the extra $40 to get the battle pass.
Yeah, no, I saw someone defending the model they have now, and I want to say it's so stupid because let's say you bought Call of Duty. Let's talk about like Black Ops 2. You bought Call of Duty, okay, $60. You buy the season pass.
Mhm.
You get 4 maps. As you know, you get 12 maps throughout the whole entire year, plus 1 zombies map per pack, and you get some weapons every now and then too.
And then also like with that on, the reason why Call of Duty keeps succeeding is because of Call of Duty the campaign. Everyone's always nostalgic about that.
Yeah.
But also in the same sense, look how much advertising Call of Duty does.
Right.
They get a lot of publicity, so there's a lot of streamers doing stuff with that.
And also another thing about that as well with the original pass, you spent $120 at best. Plus, there's also camos you could have bought for like $2. Now, well, you look at Call of Duty now. You spend $70 for what's supposed to be an add-on. Then you go and then you have to buy the battle pass every fucking week. I just cussed again. That is at 30, 36.
Damn it, Traven.
Fucking hell!
to 45.
No, it's almost 8 o'clock.
We're getting there. I know.
No, I'm just saying it's almost 8 o'clock. You were saying time.
What do you say? Because you guys last one. You had maybe like let's say 3 or 4 different instances where you're spending another $10. Okay. Or you can buy the special version of the Battle Pass, which is Black Cell, which you get special versions of the same skins. AKA, it's the same skins you can unlock, but gold.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like $30 per. It's stupid. I
So-
will never buy one. Plus the cosmetics you can buy, which the only cosmetics I'm going to be buying from that would be the CDL packs, and I've only bought one CDL pack. Go Optic. So anyway, besides that, you're saying that the model of $300+ over the $120 per. That's just me. I'm stupid. Either way, so let's get back on. So let's talk about the games you don't have to pay for. Again, there's one game that's going to come out here soon, hopefully, that has gotten the rave because of how bad Call of Duty has been, and it's called X-Defiant. It is an arena shooter like Call of Duty. It's not arena. It's an arcade style shooter like the old Call of Duties. It's character based. They had a couple betas every now and then, and it's been very, very fun. I know because I've played it a few times, and it's probably one of the. It's very refreshing to go back to something that you remember playing when you like something similar to what you used to play. But the thing is, the one thing that's plaguing it is the constant delays.
Mm-hmm.
So when the game releases, which we don't know, I just want to think like when you think about the aspect now, if the game were to release now, would you think that game would die immediately?
Yes.
Really?
Look at the finals.
Oh, I forgot about the finals. Yeah, you're right. I just forgot about the finals.
I would think it'd do the same thing.
I've also never heard of this game. And I mean, like, I'm not into many of these, but I know when the new Call of Duty releases.
Fair enough.
I know, like, when an esports gets big, I've at least heard the name of it. I'd be like, yeah, that's an esport that I've heard of.
It's hard to beat a big name.
Yeah.
Once you've built a big name, then you get a reputation like Apex. Apex dropped out of the scene for a while, and then all of a sudden they reworked everything in the game. Some streamers started getting back on it, and then bam, look at them, they're back up top.
Do you want my honest opinion? I think the reason why we don't have X-Defiant right now is because the resurgence of R6.
Yep.
That's the main reason. Because the thing is that what I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought is that they're going to just abandon Siege, and then they're just going to start working on this new shooter that's going to give them a bunch of money. Turns out, a lot of people will still play Siege. A lot of people still want some new things from Siege. So
I
go
think-
back and work on Siege. Now they have to split devs, and now it's kind of concerning.
And I think one thing you have to do if you're going to release one of those games, and I don't know the whole business side of the things. I think you need to release it when you're done with it. Now, once you get done with it, don't sit there and just wait for it to get released.
There's still no release date if you're looking for it.
Yeah, I'm just checking the latest news on it.
But when you release it, yeah, there's going to be those big names that are going to work on it. But you got to constantly keep pushing out content and also constantly keep reworking the game. There's always something fresh, something new. People hop on it, and you automatically got to start establishing. Because for X-Defiant, isn't that going to be like kind of one of those esports league games?
They were looking at it. They were basically trying to make like a direct competitor to Call of Duty.
If you're going to do that, then you've got to immediately start establishing that. You can't just sit there and do it. Because everyone knows CDL. CDL is one of the more popular ones.
I mean,
Because
even before the CDA, you had the CWL, which a bunch of people still liked.
And at the end of the day, you have to have a game that's fun. Because you could have all that. Fortnite had all that. They had $1 million tournament. And Fortnite's big, but not for the same reasons. It's not big as an esport. No one cares about it as an esport.
And that's one thing I think Fortnite is now starting to realize is that they're not going to be able to compete with the complete professionals. I mean, look, you think of a person playing Fortnite. What age group do you think they're in?
I'm saying that.
Single digits.
I'm thinking
Single digits,
I'm thinking,
early 10s.
I'm thinking like 13 to like.
13 to 5.
I'm thinking like an embryo is out there.
I'm gonna say right now because I played with my younger cousin when it first came out, and he was like 12.
Yeah.
So,
And it's a younger thing, and you're not going to expect. Now, granted, I know the Rocket League side of this story. The Rocket League, like, professionals are like not
16
16
years old. Yeah,
But
they're
on the
young.
Fortnite side of things, like we talked about during the
I'll say-
school thing we had here a while back, it's hard to do a actual tournament without having 50-some players. Now, I've been to a COD LAN event. I know how clustered they are. Now you're getting a room full of a bunch of 11-year-olds.
That doesn't sound fun.
So they have to play to their demographics. So they re-update the game. They throw Rock Band in there. They throw all these things in there. That way it has something different for the teams. That way it keeps content fresh, something new every time. And that's, I think, how they're thriving that much more.
Understandable. See, my personal aspect from this is the fact that the only reason why I personally want XDefiant to succeed. I played the betas. Like I said, I played a lot of it when it did come out. It was probably the most enjoyable experience I had for a long time. However, Call of Duty is now in a state where they're actually starting to fix things. Okay, Modern Warfare 3 is actually enjoyable. It actually depends on what side you're talking about, but the multiplayer side of it, it's actually kind of enjoyable now. Okay, there's movement down now. The maps are pretty fun. Everything's fluid. However, with that kind of rise and to come back now, and they keep going up because I heard that they're talking about making a new like Black Ops game or remastering Black Ops 2. When that happens, XDefiant's done. That game is going to just tank because the things that people are like, oh my god, this is the game I grew up with. Oh my, this is amazing. I love this game. I remember I played this when I was a kid. People are going to drop this toy and go play with the one that they knew they're going to like. The thing is, I know XDefiant will have like their dedicated diehard base, but the thing is that if Call of Duty fixes itself, XDefiant will either fade into obscurity or it will flat out die.
Yep. I give XDefiant 3 months.
I give it a year.
I think 3 months is when they start dropping. That's what I mean.
I think I give it a year for it to start like becoming an afterthought because usually when that happens, when people's like games started like dropping off on player bases, a lot of developers like, why do we even update this?
Yeah, and I guess that's like on my standards point is like 3 months is because I mean Trey, me and you talked about it a while back how fast I get burnt out on games.
Right.
So 3 months I'd be like, all right, I'm done.
So we played Polygon for 3 months.
Yep.
That was a fun time. I got back on it. I remember that when we got back on it like briefly. That was fun. Also, you've been off camera for the last like 5 minutes.
I know. I keep leaning forward because I need to see Trayvon talking, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta get back in camera.
But yeah, no.
But you can still hear me.
I suppose I could just do this.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, no. The thing is as well is like I just want to know like now just for you guys, do you really think these like free to play games could become like the next big esport?
They already are. That's what all big esports are. They're free to play.
And I mean,
Well, yeah.
in the general sense of things, yes, I think they're going to start doing the more in-game purchases.
I think there's going to be some time before we see the next free to play game become an esport.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying,
like-
my better question: do you think how long do you give it until the next one? I think that's a better question. Like, do you think it's going to be like as fresh as like this year, or
no,
maybe
not
like
this year.
maybe even this side of the decade?
Oh yeah, this side of the decade
For sure.
Yeah.
I think the big thing that really matters is, like I said, you got to have longevity, and anything that's being advertised right now, nothing has that. No one's releasing. You don't release the next big esport. You release, hey, this is a fun game
This is a game.
that you can use as an esport. It's not free to play, but Smash is a good example of that.
Right.
Very casual game, very hardcore, dedicated fan base for competitive.
Not so dedicated developers,
I think
Awesome.
Farming Simulator is just going to take
except
us
for
all out.
Sakurai. We don't talk about Sakurai in this house.
I think Farming Simulator is just going to take us all
Why
out.
he doesn't pay my salary?
Well, this you're going to realize Sakurai retired, so that means any Smash game beyond is not crap.
I don't know. Whatever.
But anyway,
yeah, but
If anything, it's something really interesting for you though, because I know you dabble in some fighting games every now and then. Riot Games, who has been 4 for 4 on free to play games, is actually releasing a fighting game here soon.
ooh, when?
They're like taking their sweet old time on this one. By the way, it's called 2XKO.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah, they're taking their sweet old time on this one.
It's gonna release in 2050.
Probably. It's a 2v2
Oh
fighter.
my god, when
It's
it
a
comes
2v2
out.
fighter. Yeah, it's a 2v2 fighter. So,
Oh man, I gotta have a friend.
well, you're saying you can have like regular like tag, or you can play a 4v4 style.
Okay, then
So you don't have to play it like that. But it's also all the characters are based from like League and stuff. So, which here's like as the great Jared, his last name's Wallace, right? From the great Jared Wallace, aka Simple Goose, has bestowed upon us. Everything around League of Legends is super cool. League of Legends, on the other hand, different story. Look, the art style is so cool.
that's definitely some pixels that I can see from over here.
The character, you're blind, aren't you?
I'm wearing contacts at this moment.
Oh, but yeah, like the character designs are cool. The other things around the game is cool. And the game itself, I can't get behind it. That's just me. Some people are gonna flame me for that. I don't care.
Don't you like fighting games?
Not fighting games like League.
Oh yeah, there's the problem.
That's what I'm talking about. League. Fighting is like I feel like I will enjoy this game. I feel like I can get behind this game. So, also it's supposed to be. It's also apparently beginner friendly. So, hey, it looks like you might have something to do.
Yay! Maybe in the year.
Because you don't play actual fighting games, from what someone told me.
Oh yeah, you mean the guy who'd lose every time? Yeah,
The guy that you did.
catch some strays.
The guy you did better with his own character.
Did I beat him with his own character? I mean,
All right, before we get too saucy with this one, let's wrap this one up. Is there anything you want to say to anyone back home, or like I said, 5 minutes away back home, or
I hope they ain't
R2.
watching this.
or yeah, let's say like anyone you want to say to the loyal Ryo viewer that we get. So, is there anything you want to say to them?
I mean,
Well,
hey,
viewers, I should say.
thanks for watching. It's always nice to have you around here. I'm glad you guys like everything that's going on with Red Storm.
Man, that felt like. All right.
What I mean,
No, you're
That hurt.
good. Thank you for watching.
Anyway, once again, Draven, Devin.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Cut it.
no, I don't drink after people. It's nothing personal.
Liar. Ball me.
Oh, I saw the hands come up by my hand.
There's a TV right there. You would have been responsible for that.
Would I have?
Yeah.
What, did you watch a queso live stream on that TV?